Okay, whenever it starts, tell me set go.
Do you feel totally comfortable in this, doing this interview?
At first, I got camera shy, paranoid, but then rapping with you guys was cool. So then after I rolled it over last night in my sleep, I called this morning and I decided not to do it because I have responsibilities and work and stuff and I need to make money. But in the same sense that you told me yesterday, remember? You're doing something for somebody in 2000, they won't even know what the 60s were about, right?
Can you help them to understand the 60s? How?
By, it's like folding a leaf in a page of a book. And you end up on this page, and it begins, River Run, from swerve of shore to bend of bay, brings us by commodious vicus of recirculation back to Howth Castle, right? James Joyce. Finnegan's Wake. And that's the same thing in life, too, And I've seen people come and go. I'm glad I'm still here. People speak to you in their sleep, Maybe it's the main man, but it's other people that I know, too. Your dreams are not just your own.
Can you tell me something about that?
Literally, you are in the palm of a realm of humanity that's just, you're just a minuscule of this and that. So if, like you were saying, by the time our kids grow up, they won't even realize what happened in their time. And they were just kids, Think about it right now. There's kids that grew up in the 60s, that were born in the 60s, that are only just, teenagers now? Or, no, they're probably 20-something. And it's incredible, because I live here in this beautiful place. You can walk out my backyard and see forever. And, that's what counts to me. When you put your heart and soul into an environment and you take care of it and protect it, and it's your duty to be spiritual to the land. I believe in that.
How do you achieve that? How do you achieve that?
By going out looking far.
And what do you find?
That. You want to flip a coin? Okay. Here. Boom. Big D, you're in Los Angeles. Oh, no. It's like there's always one place on earth, and I think New Mexico is like one of the centers of the earth. Just like Nepal or Tibet, as you were, and South America, and, all over the world, I think, and Scotland, there's 7 great magnetic energies of the earth, and New Mexico's one of them. And I happen to be born here. I didn't knock on the door and ask to be let out. And I was just had, you know what I mean? So it's just like anything else. You acquire an attitude, an aptitude for coexisting with your nature. There's no two ways around it. All you got to do is step on the other side, boom. Most of my friends that have left have always come back. No matter if they went to New York, New Orleans, L.A., San Francisco, Washington State, Canada, Mexico, anywhere. And that's why it's sort of becoming to me like this sort of little mecca, this art mecca of New Mexico is becoming like this whole thing of the nation. It's like people are coming here from California, from New York City, from Texas. They're investing. They're creating a great big, against me being a native. I can't say anything against that, bro, because I'm a native New Mexican and I'm in construction work. So if they bring their money and they want a big adobe house built, all these movie actors, like I've told you before, we'll do it. So I can't complain about that. But it's the idea behind that going like, man, we're slowly getting, you know what I mean? Just, people are just worming their way in, It's just, it's getting out of hand. for all us natives sitting back on the other side. Now, if we wanted to cop out, how much you think I could sell a ranch for? The day my mom dies or something, if I sold the ranch, and that's way out of thought. A lot of us, we love it so much that we'd never think of selling anything that we had. I'd rather give it to you.
Do you remember, can you tell me the first time you tried drugs? What?
1966.
Tell me about it.
I was I was a freshman in high school. And it was back behind the school in the back, and we did a good number, and it blazed me. We had to go back into mathematics class, and our whole level of communication became mirth. Everybody's elbowing each other, and nobody could communicate. But I mean, we're just like you now, giggling, you know. My cheeks got sore from. I remember that.
What did it tell you? What did it feel like?
Go for it. Life is out there, man. You know, anything is real, you know. People play with all kinds of things. There's guys that are hung up in computers and all this and everything else, and that's your mind fix. You know, and people are hung up in this. I'm an organic gardener. I'm a horseman. I'm a farmer. I'm a head. and I hope that I'm one step ahead of all the honkies, okay? And I believe that, man, because there's a lot of people that are going to foul up the earth that they don't give a shit. You don't mind my language, Susie?
And then moving to psychedelics. Why did you move to psychedelics?
Because it was there. Don't start asking me about crack and heroin and cocaine and all that, man. I've dropped some acid. Acid was a really neat trip, man. It, like, more or less, you know, in the old hog farm days, we did it communally so that everybody was like in a holding hands sort of thing. Even though you were rushing, man, you got power through everybody. And if you wanted to go do it on your own, go ahead. I did it once. I ate peyote, and I climbed a tree all the way to the top until it was swaying. A big ponderosa pine. It was easy to climb. And then I peaked on a peyote, and I sat up there, and I couldn't get back down. I got too stoned. And then I was hollering for my friends. They were wandering off in the forest somewhere. They finally came and rescued me, you know, talked me down. And it was just something like out of the ordinary. In other words, you transpose yourself into another realm that isn't really real, but it's really real. You know what I mean? It's there, but it's not there. It's self-induced. Then you wake up the next morning, and then there you are. You reach down and you go, oh, my God, this is me, huh? Right? But at that time, you're like, you're still yourself, but you're transcendental above it all. It's true, man. I could smoke a joint and walk downtown, walk into the biggest, fanciest parties, walk into the governor's mansion, stoned on a joint, and it won't show. It won't affect me. I'll feel better.
How? Why?
As a matter of fact, I smoked half a joint coming here this morning.
But what did it do for you?
It made me feel good, relaxed, soothed. Yep. Conscious.
But what were you searching for?
The outer limits. Because I feel that the earth is just only this big, you know, and there's things in our human beings are the most powerful existence on earth. Look what we can do now, man. Go out there and talk to robots in space and go look at Voyager, man. It's gone. Things like we can do like that. Well, if we do that by ourselves with each other, we're so much farther advanced than you'd imagine. It's just.
Is that what you were looking for in this?
Yeah, a step over the outer limits.
But did you go too far ever? Did you think you went too far, even when you were in the middle of it?
Only with liquor, bottles of wine and stuff like that. That's the worst. Once you start drinking and people get together and then a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, there's nothing like just sharing a social joint. I've seen people that are high on cocaine and they go sneaking off to the bathroom, two guys together. You know, what are two guys going to the men's room together for? And then they come back all, You know what I mean? And yick. That's an evil thing. When you got a joint, you share it with everybody. And it's like a communal thing that's been on Earth forever.